Hari Om everyone. I welcome all of you to another segment from the Ganesha month. We will start this part with a really interesting video for all of you. Something that we all will connect with for sure. Before that, I just share audio.
आज जाने की जिद न करे हम तो लुट जाएंगे ऐसी बात जाने की जिद न करो आज जाने की जिद ना करो यूं
So this is something in the Ganesh Chaturthi which makes all of us feel really sad. So something that makes us feel sad, why do we even have it in the first place? So today's why is why Visarjan. So let's understand that. So what exactly do we do during Ganesh Chaturthi? We bring home a really beautiful Ganesha idol and we celebrate for so many days. And finally, one day we get it into water and we immerse it there. And we call that as Visarjan. So why do we do that in the first place? So let's understand the very symbolic meaning of this act. So first, how is this idol created? This idol is made using clay, and they usually get this clay, and the craft person, he molds the clay into a form that we all connect with as Ganesha. So he molds it in the shape of something that we think is Ganesha, and then we get it home, and then we immerse it into the lake. Once we immerse it into this water body, what happens? The Ganesha idol, the clay, it dissolves into the water and it settles down and becomes one with the soil of the lake. So we are understanding that this lake soil, the soil is what we use. We use this clay. We use this clay to make Ganesha, and the Ganesha again dissolves and becomes one with the clay or the soil below the lake. So that signifies our own life cycle, how we are just a manifestation of the divine. We manifest, we take this form, and then once again in the end of this birth, we dissolve and become one with the divine again. And the cycle just continues again and again, because the next year the same clay is used to make another Ganesha idol. So the cycle keeps repeating. But there's also a symbol, there's also this lake that's symbolizing something blue. So the lake is blue. What exactly do we understand by blue? Most things that you will see are blue, water bodies or sky. You'll see that they feel like the infinite. It seems like it's never ending. It's so huge. We often connect the divine or the whole to the ocean. That too is blue. So Ganesha merging with the blue lake, it signifies how we, with Atmajnana, or we, through the help of the Bhagavad Gita class and all the things that learn in the Bhagavad Gita class, how through just by this knowledge alone, we realize that we are one with God and we are not different, but we are one with God. We were always one with God, but then we just come into this moment where we realize this truth. Another really nice thing is that this, whenever Ganesh Chaturthi happens, you'll see during the festival, oh Ganesha Modak, oh Modak Ganesha, and then you'll see, oh, there is this beautiful large Ganesha idol in our street. You'll again think of Ganesha. So during Ganesh Chaturthi, you'll observe that everything you see around you is somehow connecting to Ganesha. So throughout these few days of celebration, you're always saying, oh Ganesha, Ganesha, Ganesha. So you're focusing on one thought. But before that, you had so many thoughts. You were constantly thinking of one thing and another, and you were thinking of so many things at one time. But during Ganesh Chaturthi, somehow you focus on just this one thought, Ganesha, Ganesha, Ganesha. And by the end of the Ganesh Chaturthi, we again dissolve this one thought too. We, with the help of this one thought, we kind of focused, and we let out all the other thoughts, but in the end we also let out that one thought, because at that moment we become so peaceful and we realize that I myself am that bliss. So you realize that. So that is how Ganesh Chaturthi is symbolified through Visarjan, and how Visarjan symbolizes our own life. Here you see that these children, the video that we watched, they're all crying. But now I'm not sure how many of us really cry, because now we kind of realize that this is just a symbol, or this is just an idol of Ganesha. But then Ganesha is not truly moving far away from us. He's always with us, but this is just one of his form that we let go of to understand this truth. And that's how, when we understand the truth that God is us, He's in us, and I am Him, when we realize that, all the suffering, it goes away. And you'll also see that there is akara, or there is some form that is Ganesha. But then when he enters and he dissolves into this infinite water body, he becomes Nirakara. And we all know that God, He has no limitation, He has no form. And that's very similar to how the entire Visarjan takes place. But this is how you focus on one thing, and then you let go of that one thing too, and it's all dissolved, and you become one with the infinite. But all of this is the spiritual significance. Now, let me tell you one secret. Yesterday, Dr. Ganesha came to meet me, and he also told me the science behind this Visarjan and how it helps. And he told me that there's so many health benefits. So whatever Dr. Ganesha told me, I'm going to tell you all. And you know what he told me? He told me that this is not a secret, so you can share it with all your friends at school and at your home as well. So, unlike how now we make Ganesha idols with so many different materials, and sometimes we also use paint which has chemicals and so on. But long ago, when this started, we did not use chemicals to make Ganesha idols. So let's keep those idols in mind. So if not chemicals, and if not all of these things that we use today, what did they use? There were mainly two different ingredients which they to make Ganesha. So two distinct things. One kind of Ganesha idols were made by a special kind of a clay. And the second Ganesha that they made were using turmeric. Now, both of these have big significance. I'll tell you how. So you all might have learned in your science class that India is an agrarian country or something like that. So what does agrarian mean? It basically means that India, at least before, it was solely dependent on agriculture. So if the crops and if the harvest was very good, then the country is also progressing. So it's completely economically dependent on agriculture and what we grew. And what makes this agriculture flourish, or what makes the crops good crops, a good harvest? How do you yield better crops? That is because of a large part of it depends on rain or water or any water source. So one big source of water is definitely the water bodies near us when it's not rain. And these water bodies, because we keep using them, they tend to pollute, and they tend to have some dirt and pollutants in them. But these clay and turmeric, when you dissolve it into the ocean or any water body for that matter, it purifies. We know that turmeric itself, it has so many medicinal properties and so many purifying properties. So it definitely helps in disinfecting the water bodies. Talking about clay, I told you it's not just any other clay, but a special kind of clay. What this clay did is, when you let go of the Ganesha idol in the water, and when the clay dissolves and turns into small tiny particles, all the dirt that is accumulated and is floating on the surface of the water body, this clay particle, it pulls all of it down, and all of the floating dirt particles, it goes and settles in the bottom. So that way the top layer of the water body is clean and clear and very good to use. And that's the scientific reason behind these Ganesha idols, and how immersing them in water gives us a lot of benefits. But there's another secret, and with that, an activity for all of you. These are 21 herbs that Ganesha loves. So you might, if not all the 21, you will at least be able to recall about 3 or 5 of them, especially Dhruva, Tulsi, and Bilva. I'm sure you've heard of them. So just so you know, each of these 21 herbs have hundreds and thousands of benefits. And what is the activity I've got for you? After the class, you can pick any one of these herbs and research and find out the medicinal properties or any good things that this particular herb has. You can either voice record it or shoot a video of you explaining it and post it in our WhatsApp group. So that is the activity we've got for you. This is also an opportunity to learn more, and plus you'll be able to earn so many RK points, which will eventually lead you to winning the grand Bhagavad Gita cup that we have, which is called the Prahalada cup. So I'm looking forward to all of you sending me videos and audio clips with this realization of why Visarjan, and not feeling sad about it, because we know that we always have Ganesha in us, and we ourselves are not different from Ganesha. Let us scream loudly and chant Ganapati Bappa Moria. Very good, everyone. Excellent. So 3 of you can come up and share your understanding. Just 3 of you. Quickly raise your hands. Who are the lucky 3? Yes, Gaurav. What did you understand?
About the special clay. When the Ganesha dissolves in water, the dirt particles the clay absorbs and pull it down.
Very good. So next time when Visarjan is happening, are you going to feel bad?
No.
Why?
Because Ganesha is with us only.
Very good. Excellent, Shreyas. And sorry, Gaurav. Ganesha is in you and you are Ganesha. So next, Megha.
I understood here that when we do the Ganesha Visarjan, the we will actually, now in modern days they use the paint, and they use some type of mud and sand, or paint and all, and that will contain lots of chemicals. And when we put it in the water, the chemicals will be released in the water, and it may harm lots of animals in the water if it is a river or lake. And if it's not, like, if we are using a normal uh, like container and putting it, we cannot reuse it. And if we put it in our well, it will be harmful for us itself. Other Instead of that, we can use the clay or the haldi and make our own Ganesha. And first of all, we'll need lots of money to make, like, if we are buying it from somewhere, it will cost us more. But if we, like, make our own Ganesha, it won't cost us more. We may have a clay nearby, or we can also make a small Ganapati with haldi. It will be available in our houses. And we can also decorate it using certain herbs such as kumkum and haldi, and we flour, crushed flour, and we get such stuff. That's what I understood.
Very good, Megha. As you rightly said, if we don't really get Ganesha, then it's going to be really stupid and silly of us. But then, what can you do? We go and connect back to our roots, and we make Ganesha with our own hands, with our family, using turmeric or clay, because that was how it was supposed to be. And you also now know why we make it with clay and turmeric, and also you know the science and also the spiritual significance of Visarjan. Oh my God, you know so many things. Yes, Reyes, you can
Yes.
share. What did you understand?
I understood when we do Visarjan, as we saw the video, some small kids were crying. If they were small, they might not know what is the meaning of Visarjan. They know that Ganesha is going far, but they don't know that the Ganesha is inside them. They are Ganeshas. There's little Ganeshas or younger Ganeshas. If we have, if any of our neighbors or in our contact, any of the kids are crying, we can try to explain them the importance of Visarjan. That if Ganesha goes, it's not like the Ganesha goes forever. It will come. It is in you. And the next year also you should not feel sad. You'll understand that the Ganesha is inside you. You are a Ganesha. And if nowadays they use paint, chemicals, and etc. to use Ganesha. They use concrete and etc. Which when we visarge it in water, it it floats in the upper part, and it makes it very hard, and it makes the water dirty, and can even kill many aquatic animals such as turtles, fishes, etc. uh, so uh, but before, in the olden times, when Ganesh Chaturthi started, they would mostly use only two items to make Lord Ganesha. One is turmeric and one is a special type of clay. These two, when they visage in the water, they uh, they pull all the dust down into the bottom of the sea, which does not pollute the water. And um and if and everybody and every with this, I would end my speech with us with Ganpati Bappa Moria.
Ganpati Bappa Moria. Very good, Shreyas. You summed up the entire thing. Amazing. And you know that when Visarjan happens, you might have observed that not one or two people usually come with Ganesha and they dissolve it. Usually the entire area, like all the people who live closer to that water body, all of them come at almost the same time, and they do this Visarjan together. So one thing is, the festival brings all people together, and it shows us that all of you are one. All of you have that Ganesha in you, and we all are not different. That is one part. And the other part that it's trying to tell us is that whenever you do something good, then you'll see that only you'll have to start taking that small little step, but then all of the people around you too will come once, and they all will support you for that good cause. And that's also like bringing all the villagers or all the people there, they come together and purify this water body, a good cause, and all of them coming together for a good cause. That's another symbolism of the Visarjan. So with this, Ganesha whispered to me another secret. He told me that why only 3 lucky people? He blessed all of you, that all of you can be lucky to share your understanding. So the next lucky person is Yashchita. Did you want to share your understanding, Yashchita, on what you feel about the Ganesh Chaturthi?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
When the Ganesha dissolves in the water, it purifies the water and makes it good to use. And we should not feel that Ganesha is not with us anymore. It is always with us. It is us itself.
Very good. Excellent, Yashchita. Amazing. Next, we will have Raghavi share her understanding.
So I understood that the process of Visarjan is basically like the cycle of life, the entire Ganesh Chaturthi. So basically, it starts with you bringing Ganesha home, and then after that, you like keep him home for a few days, and then you send him off. So when you send him off, then it's like Ganesha is made up of clay, so he goes back. He like it's the like Ganesha is made up of clay, right? So the clay goes back to the ocean, or it's also believed that when you send Ganesha, like you immerse him, he's going back to Kailasha to his parents. So basically, the ocean is like the divine or the whole. Ocean's it's meant as the infinity. We are all just manifestations of God, and one day we will be, united with God. So yeah, and then I also understood why Ganesha is in the ancient times, why they made Ganesha out of clay and haldi, because they, they're more economically viable and they're better.
Yes, very good. Excellent, Raghavi. Amazing. Akshat, would you like to share what you understood?
Yeah, what I understood is that while making Ganesha for Ganesh Chaturthi, we should not use chemicals or unhealthy things which will harm us. We should use haldi and clay, or and you can use even the or atta.
Yeah. Yes, you can also use atta.
And I understood that we should not feel sad when we are doing Visarjan, Ganpati Visarjan. Because
Yes,
Ganpati is always with us, inside us.
very good. Excellent, Akshat. Amazing. Who else wants to share your understanding? Namit, would you like to share your understanding and sum it all up?
Yeah. So, like all of you told, what I understood is that instead of using all the POP Ganeshas and all, we should shift to clay Ganesh. All these clay Ganeshas, and there's nothing to feel sad about Visarjane. There's because Ganesha is inside us, and he's always there ideas. So so that's why, yeah, there's nothing to like feel sad about doing Visarjane, and yeah, that's what I understand.
Very good. Super, Namit. Very nice. Yes, Aditya.
So essentially, what I understood is that there are many levels to what our understanding Visarjan is. So first, you can understand it on a very physical level, like how you said. So on a physical level, we can see that when we submerge it, it's going. So we understand that the mud comes from nature, and then we create a form from it, and then we put it back, and then whatever we get from nature, we should return back to nature. So essentially, the Visarjane tells us that whatever we get, it's our duty to return it back to nature. So that's why we take the Ganesha, the mud we made from the. So ideally, it should be made from mud, and whatever we took from the nature, we give it back. But that's on a physical level. On a more deeper level, we can understand that it's going from how you said akara to nirakara. So that means as a form at first, but then when we put it into the water, it slowly dissolves, right? Mud. That's what happens when we put it in water. It starts dissolving. Similarly, we should also understand that we have this physical body, but as a true essence, we do not really have any physical form or shape. Just like how the Ganesha idol loses its physical form after it's being submerged. And there are many other like how everyone else is saying how it's better to make it out of turmeric and all of that. Like there are the health benefits and all of that. Yeah, that's what I understood.
Thank you, Aditya, for also adding some really nice points. Now, I hope all of you have shared your understanding. If I've missed anyone, I'm really sorry. Please raise your hands. Before we conclude today's wise session, I want all of you to show me a thumbs up. If you're gonna share, if you're gonna research and share your points on at least one of these herbs, show me a thumbs up. Okay, great job, everyone. Now, show me a superb. If you're all going to make a Ganesha at home next year using turmeric or clay, show me a superb quickly. Very good. Excellent, everyone. Amazing. Once again, Ganapati Bappa Moria. Very nice. Now, all of us know why. Why Visarjan.